There are so many organizations working to improve their communities all over the world. Often, a problem they face in their scaling journey is a lack of access to flexible capital.
So many times when a grantor gives money to an organization, there's so many stipulations attached to it that suddenly the grantee is having to jump through hoops or create programs specifically for that grantor.
That's why we were thrilled to partner with the FM Kirby Foundation.
Perfect, we'll talk to everybody and see.
A few years ago, we got together with our partners at the FM Kirby Foundation and tried to think about new initiatives we might do together. And so the idea of the Kirby Impact Prize was born.
Their scaling plan is really compelling.
There's organizations that want to take their work to the next level, and they need funding to do that, and they need someone to take a risk funding that. And so we decided that impact funding was something we'd really like to delve into.
One of my favorite things that we decided when we launched this prize was to make sure that the financial award itself, that $100,000, was unrestricted, flexible capital. In our research at CASE, we have worked with social enterprises, nonprofit and for-profit, for many years. And what we know is that as organizations are scaling, that's what we call a zigzaggy path. It doesn't always go according to the plans that you had at the beginning. You need to be able to adapt and adjust as you go, meeting new challenges, taking advantage of new opportunities.
The fact of the matter is, throwing money at something is not going to fix things if you're not going to the group and saying, what is it you need? If you're gonna give somebody money and then tell them how to use it umpteen times over, you might as well have done it yourself. They're the experts. I can assure you that I do not have that expertise. And if we've selected your organization to receive the funding, then that's because we think you know how to do it best.
We received a lot of outstanding applications, and in 2021, we were honored to award the prize to Healthy Learners. In 2022, our winner was Serve Minnesota's Math Corps, and in 2023, S-Smart was announced as the FM Kirby Prize winner.
Healthy Learners is finding new ways to connect school children with access to health care.
2020, they had been able to expand to 45 schools in Osaka after winning the Kirby Prize. Now, about two years later, we are working with 399 schools in 6 different provinces, reaching over 600,000 learners across the country.
Math Corps as a high-dosage tutoring program has significant effects on student achievement. Students who receive support from a Math Corps tutor are going to outgrow similar students at a rate that adds approximately a semester of within-year growth.
Unrestricted funding is a unique gift that organizations like ours don't often have access to. It continues to surprise me and excite me to see what's possible, and it will ultimately mean that we can create more impact because we have the resources we need to do that.
As you can see, we're sitting here in the dark, and that's because we get a fair amount of power cuts in Palachi, so we suffer a lot of the other challenges that our customers face. So we survive with our products. We use them all throughout our office.
We founded S-Smart with the mission to bring technologies that increase incomes and productivity and save energy to rural communities through empowering trusted local retail shops to sell these products, starting in South India.
With the Kirby Prize, we are able to leverage our network at a larger scale. First, through the increased digitization of our shop network, and also through connecting the rural voices and preferences in the supply chain.
Because of the Kirby Foundation and CASE awarding us this prize, it became apparent that others were paying attention. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation awarded us a grant.
We did receive funding from McKinsey Scott following our acceptance of the prize, and we've also been privileged to recently have been named as a winner of the Lippman Prize as well. Having the early recognition and vote of confidence from the Kirby Prize has launched us into other circles and exposed us to new donors.
We've been thrilled seeing the results We're seeing the case fellows, the students getting involved in learning about social enterprise, learning how to be funders, but also learning how to lead those organizations so that they can really take their skills and enhance their communities.
This year, Case Fellows had the opportunity to serve on the selection committee to award the $100,000 Kirby Impact Prize. I was really interested in just understanding like the leadership at each of these social enterprises and really digging into like their skills and their background. The social entrepreneurs that are really close to the problems really have the greatest likelihood of success, and so being able to see that and all of the applications was really important.
Of course, the organization gets $100,000 of unrestricted capital. They also receive support and advice from us. We've made connections for the winners, given feedback on business plans. So we've been very thoughtful along a few lines. One is in the application itself, making sure that we are asking questions that incentivize the organizations to think differently about scale. And we've heard from a number of applicants that didn't even make it past the first round, but have sent us notes of thanks for the value that they got just through going through that application process. Throughout our history at CASE have done research and provided tools and trainings for practitioners. But this is an opportunity for us to actually put money into their budgets and help accelerate their work. And so for us at CASE, at Fuqua and Duke University, it is a privilege to be able to play just a small role in accelerating the work and the impact of these incredible social entrepreneurs that are making the world a better place for all of us.